So here's my question, though, for you on the Giants, because this is happening like as we're recording. So they gave Jameis a deal, just $4 million.
Yeah.
They just signed Russ. Do you think this means if he's there, they're not drafting Shedeur?
I think my guess is I don't hold Joe Shane in high regard. I also hold my own opinions on quarterbacks in pretty high regard, and I hold my sourcing on quarterbacks in very high regard. So I trust my own judgment. I didn't like Daniel Jones. I didn't like Zach Wilson. I probably like Sam Darnold too much, but Sam proved what last year, which I believe, which is if you put him in the right spot, he can be incredibly productive, dynamic. I would draft Shedeur Sanders for a lot of reasons, and I talked about one on the show today. He had the worst O-line and the worst run game the last 2 years, Power 5 college football. And he completed an astounding 74% of his throws. That is insane. Matt Ryan completed 60% for bad teams in college. I mean, Matt Stafford with good Georgia teams completed 61.5%. 74%? Running for your life, trailing, everybody knows you're throwing with a bad O-line and no run game. It's an astounding number. So I think you can talk yourself in and out. I still think you draft Shedeur Sanders. I still think you do.
I don't know if this is a sign. This is a sign to me of because you don't sign Russ and Jameis if you're like, we're definitely drafting a quarterback. Like, you don't need two veteran backups.
Yeah, it's a coin flip now.
To me, this is a sign that either they don't like him, or they think Cleveland might take him. You know what I mean? That they think there is a real chance that they don't have the opportunity to get him. Now, New England is praying it is not that they don't like him. Because the only thing that wrecks the Patriots' plans is if the draft goes like this. Cam Ward 1, Abdul Carter 2, Travis Hunter 3. And where the Giants are like, you know what? Malik Neighbors, Travis Hunter, with Hunter, moonlighting as a defensive back. And then the Patriots are sitting there at 4 and are like, Jesus, are we taking the short-armed offensive lineman? Are we taking the kid from Missouri that should go 9 at 4? Like, the Patriots really, really want 2 of the first 3 picks to be quarterbacks. That way they guarantee to get, in my opinion, tell me if you disagree, I think take the quarterbacks out of it, I think there are 2 super blue chip players in this class, Carter and Hunter. Yeah. And then everyone else, I'm not saying, I'm sure other guys will be great players, but there's 2 guys that are like, oh, wow, that could be a non-quarterback that's the talent of a number 1 pick. The Patriots, I think, would be thrilled with either of those 2. What they don't want is both of those guys to be gone and them to be stuck drafting an offensive lineman that could be there at 12, at 4. And so I'm really curious if this is because the Giants don't like Shedeur or the Giants have intel that the Browns love Shedeur.
Sorry to interrupt this great video, but please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you. Now back to the video. Yeah, and I think Shedeur is built for Kevin Stefanski, who likes pocket quarterbacks over movers. So I think eventually, and the only way to get out of the Deshaun Watson disaster is how did the Broncos get out of the Russell Wilson disaster? Hit on a rookie quarterback that you don't have to pay big money for 4 years. That's the only way to get out of it. And then you just figure out ways around it. The good thing about it, this is the advantage NFL has over baseball and basketball. A weaker players union. First of all, you win negotiations. The team controls the player, not vice versa. You're not getting 10-year guaranteed deals. You're not getting guaranteed money much. And the second thing is, even if you make the worst deal in league history, Deshaun Watson guaranteed, in 1 year or 2 years, if you just hit on a player at the same position in the draft,
you can deal with it.
If you have like 1 or 2 good drafts and have like 9 starters, you're okay. You're fine. I mean, it really comes down to if Andrew Berry drafts well last year, this year, and next year, they're fine. It doesn't matter. If Shedeur can play, you're out of it.
Which is why I think the Browns, maybe this is the logic. Because according to what you just said, it would be the Browns almost have to draft a quarterback, even if they don't love him.
Yes.
Because
yes.
it's their only
That's right.
path. The only
Yeah.
path for them is a competent quarterback that makes no money. Because every other, like, in the midst of this mess, they didn't make the playoffs because they had a competent quarterback who made no money, except instead of being a rookie, he was my age, named Joe Flacco. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, there was, and
Yeah.
so that is interesting. I assumed this draft was going to go Cam Ward 1, Abdul Carter 2, because the Browns would be like, man, Myles Garrett, Abdul Carter on the edge. At least that's set. And then the Giants being the pivot point where are they taking Shedeur or not? Because the other thing for Shedeur is this. I don't know how much you've looked at it. If he doesn't go 3, he might not go in the top 15. Like
Like the Aaron
Yes.
Rodgers year.
Like when you look at, I'm going to pull it up real quick.
There's just not many
Correct.
teams. I mean, you
The
could
Saints,
say
maybe.
you could say
No,
Raiders.
the Raiders just traded for Geno.
They did, but you could draft somebody and sit them for a year and a half.
No, that's true. But certainly the Raiders' chances of drafting a quarterback went way down when they traded for Geno.
Yeah.
And so it's just I was doing this the other day. Tennessee 1, Cleveland 2, Giants 3. All need quarterbacks. Then it goes Patriots, Drake.
Yeah.
Jacksonville, Trevor. Raiders, Geno with an asterisk. Jets, the Jets could, but they also, I think the Jets really like the idea of let's, for the first time in forever, have a season where everyone's not like, how good's the quarterback? What's the quarterback doing? How are we developing the quarterback? Let Aaron Glenn set things and then go get the quarterback. Panthers 8, no. Saints are a maybe at 9, but the Saints they're tied to Carr. But then Bears, no. Caleb. Niners, no. Brock. Cowboys, Dolphins. Colts, I guess at 14, but it is a lot of teams. And then after the Colts, Falcons, no. Cardinals, Bengals, Seahawks, Bucks, Broncos, then the Steelers at 21. And that might be why Rodgers might, you asked me about Rodgers on the show. The one thing I didn't mention that I do wonder if it's a possibility is if Rodgers is trying to but trying to ensure the Steelers don't draft a quarterback. I don't want to sign with you and then risk getting benched for the first round quarterback. I want to see what you do with your first round pick before I commit to come there. Because there is a scenario where Shedeur slips. I don't necessarily think it's going to happen, but if he gets out of the top 3, there's only a few spots for him.